World War III fears as Russia and China ramp up military power in chilling threat to West. China and Russia have sparked World War III fears after both nations invested heavily in their own militaries. Over the last decade, Xi Jinping has more than doubled China's budget for its military. For this year, the communist leader has invested 1.355 trillion yuan, the equivalent of £152 billion, but analysts believe the country spends more on defense than it reports. To date, Beijing's navy is the largest in the world with around 350 ships and submarines, with more than 130 major surface combatants. However, an expert has said the People's Liberation Army, PLA, is not invincible as China has not fought in a war in more than 40 years. Oriana Schuyler Mastro, an expert in Chinese security policy at Stanford University, warned how the PLA would perform in combat is the million-dollar question. She said, "No officer in the U.S. military considers that orders might not be carried out. If you tell your troops to charge a hill, they charge a hill." In China, that's a huge uncertainty, whether the troops would actually run toward the bullets, instead of away. Ms. Mastro added how Xi Jinping doesn't know, and this is the thing that imposes the most caution on Chinese leadership, the uncertainty of how the Chinese military is actually going to perform. On the other hand, 2/3 of the Russian military budget will be spent on purchasing and updating military gear. The £44.1 billion budget is slightly lower than the budget Britain has on improving its military. Unlike the UK, which is cutting its force to 148 tanks, Vladimir Putin's nation has not neglected conventional firepower as other countries focus on a potential cyber war. Pavel Felgenhor, a Moscow-based military analyst, said Moscow still believes tanks win wars and are ready for a tank fight against Ukraine. Mr. Felgenhor told The Telegraph, "Russians believe that tanks win wars, and now they're ready for a big tank battle against Ukraine or in other places, and they have been training and demonstrating their capability to swiftly mobilize hundreds of thousands of men and large amounts of equipment." As China boasts the largest navy in the world, Russia has the world's largest tank fleet with more than 15,000 tanks. Last week, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov described China as a friend, strategic partner, a like-minded country. Mr. Lavrov added there are no relations with the European Union as an organization. The entire infrastructure of these relations has been destroyed. If Europe broke off these relations, and we have only individual European countries that want to be guided by their national interests, then this probably objectively leads to the fact that our relations with China are developing faster. However, Qing Yijuan, a specialist in China-Russia relations at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, warned an alliance between the two countries is not the best choice for Beijing. He said, "There is no doubt that the two countries are walking closer under the pressure from the US, but there are more differences than common ground between them. Forging an alliance with Russia is not the best choice for China."